Hey butterflies, welcome back to the Mental Health Comic Verse. Welcome if it's your first time here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to be dissecting Marauders Issue 1. Now what I love about the X-Men is that because they're the outcast, they're used to portray different types of minorities, from black issues to gay rights, but also spiritually and a lot of metaphysical concepts. So the messaging really depends which way you choose to perceive the storyline. But this applies to all comics because it can always go deeper, and it does. But I'm going to keep it simple and just dissect how it relates to us generally and the type of questions it may pose. So it starts with the introduction of this portal to Krakoa, which is a safe haven for all mutants. This reminds me of the spiritual community that's all love and light, because on the spiritual path, you may realize you resonate with etheric energies and start feeling like you're more than just a human. And if you know anything about astrology, they're always talking about a gateway or a portal being open. So all of this is code for living in the other realm or dimension, whether that's a literal astral experience or being in the mind space of praising and worshiping God. So they're like, be brave, leave your old life behind because you'll love and be loved over here. And this is coming from Storm and Nightcrawler, who are the good guys. So of course we can trust the good guys, right? Right off the bat, this is the first question. Can you really trust where you're being led or guided to, especially if it's coming from the people you know have good judgment? Even if it does seem good, does it feel right for you, to you? How do you know you're really safe there? Are you breaking from one structure just to follow another? Why do I want to go through the portal? Why do I want to ascend? Why do I want to worship and praise? The list of questions are endless, but my point is, this good vibes, love and light only energy, where is it leading you? Are you ignoring what's happening in your physical reality? Are you masking your pain or darkness by focusing on the light? So Kate can't get through the portal, which is the big, huge mystery throughout the series. So she ends up having to sail to Krakoa instead. So nations have allowed these gateways in exchange for medicine that comes from Krakoa, but some nations refuse to recognize mutant sovereignty. There's always a group of people who want to follow rules, who think a certain group of people are better than others, and if you're different in ways that they don't understand, then it's demonic. You can't be your own being as a mutant. Human is the only right way. Kind of sounds like bashing one belief or religion over another religion, right? As for Kate, it's clear that she doesn't even want to be there. Like, yeah, she's probably salty that she can't get through the portal, but it's revealed throughout that she doesn't feel like she belongs there. She even looks grossed out or unimpressed by the food options on the tree. And I think that's really why she can't walk through. Her heart's not even in it, so she has no connection or any interest in connecting to Krakoa, which is just like spirituality. You can physically follow the map of what's being said and sail towards the knowledge that you learn through the books and other people's experiences, but it's a limited experience because you're perceiving another's creation in a sense, right? Whereas going through the portal is a mental experience and you get there by using your inner map, which creates limitless possibilities. But here, the portal is already set up and ready to go, so maybe that's another reason why Kate isn't thrilled. She might be the one to create her own portals without having to use existing ones. Or she might just not be interested in that realm at all. Maybe she doesn't want a safe haven that's structured and boring. She wants to be on Earth where she can be challenged and create. So next she's having a conversation with Emma, and Emma asks her why she hasn't asked the X-Men to stop calling her Kitty yet. So at first she's a little timid to stand in her new self as we see here, but by the end she claims her name as she wants to be addressed. This is another reoccurring thing where Kitty repeatedly corrects someone that her name is Kate. Of course, she's transitioning from young woman to woman, and Emma definitely plays on that. This is that classic scenario of the growing kid who's sick of being treated like a kid, so when someone comes along and stops babying them and gives them adult choices, they're more drawn to that. Kate doesn't want to be told to follow the love and light into the portal, so when Emma comes in saying we're the liberators, that starts piquing her interest. She actually sounds like another white queen you may know of. Daenerys, Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. She doesn't want to enslave like the past corporations. She's here to liberate. But the name is the Hellfire Trading Company, which I think is referencing the Hellfire Club from the 18th century. They were exclusive clubs for the elite to partake in socially perceived moral acts, and the members were usually involved in politics. So Emma continues to persuade Kate by telling her to live a little. You're not a school teacher anymore. You'll get to write in the history books. Imagine the wardrobe. And she takes digs at what she had to wear in the past. She says, put yourself in my hands. You deserve it. Kate wasn't even her first choice, and she's telling her, don't do me any favors. This is all about you and what you deserve. Stop being called Kitty, rolling around in skates when you can be a queen. Imagine it. This is another aspect of being drawn into something. Just like the Good Vibes Only crew, this is the crown crew. It's everywhere. You're a queen, you're a king. And I'm not bashing any of these things. I'm just saying we get caught up with the cheerleading. Good vibes only. Go queen, go king. We identify as being worthy of this crown, which you are. But the problem is, a lot of times we don't even know what that worth actually is because we base it off of what we're told and what we feel through pain. I got my heart broken, but I know I deserve to be treated like a queen. I'm not financially where I want to be, but I deserve to live like a king. But have you faced those moments where you felt less than, when you were humiliated, degraded, embarrassed, or ashamed? How can you know what you deserve if you haven't faced the moments that made you feel unworthy or worthless? There's a freedom in accepting what has happened as a part of your past self and as a lesson, and then letting it go entirely. You can proclaim yourself as anything you want, as a band-aid. But what happens when you suddenly remember that time when someone cussed you out and made you look stupid? It's a battle between the conscious mind that wants to be worthy and the subconscious mind that doesn't feel worthy. So now there's a contradiction that prevents you from actually being what you want. Face those negative emotions and love those parts of yourself that were as much as the parts of yourself that are. No one wants to acknowledge the villager phase before you become the king or the queen, when you feel down in the dumps or you hit rock bottom. But that doesn't make you any less royal. Strength is only found through weakness, and if someone claims that they've never been weak, it's because they still are. Know what you deserve and why, because if you don't, other people will take you for a loop and sell you a dream, or at least attempt to. So next, Kitty tells Storm that she can't live on that island. She says, I figure I didn't need to explain myself to my claustrophobic friend. So I don't know if I'm missing a past storyline with Kitty being trapped on an island or something, but regardless, she obviously feels suffocated by being on Krakoa. So it ends with her accepting Emma's offer and finally telling everyone to call her Kate. All right, butterflies, thanks again for tuning in. I'll be back with more breakdowns of the later issues, but till then, stay fly and free.